So, we're going to do the review of my Honda Accord Coupe 2015 EXL V6. All nice leather. This has been my car for a couple years, and I'm letting it go because I made room for something special in my garage, which is another video. I saved it for a couple years to buy this car, and I'll go through some of the reasons why I love Honda, because Hondas just are smooth, quiet, quick, ride nice, and they have a reputation for quality, just being reliable and dependable cars. So this particular car, I wanted this exact model, the leather interior, because I have a little boy. I'm over having cloth interior if there's going to be stuff spilled. But the V6 option on the coupe, which is no longer available. So this is the 9th generation Honda Accord. They didn't do a 10th generation, which included the coupe, or that included the 6-cylinder. So this is like, I don't know, maybe if I keep it long enough it'll be a collectible, who knows. Some Hondas are collectible. But the 6-cylinder is the V6, 3.5 liter, Earth Dreams engine, 278 horsepower. It's a VTEC style. And let's hear how it starts up. This particular car is keyless, so it's push button. In typical Honda style, it's smooth. We don't need any radio. Typical Honda style, it's smooth, runs good. This particular model has the 6-cylinder automatic with sport mode, so it's got paddle shift, which is great. The climate control, you just set the temperature, that works really good. The infotainment system and the stereo with the tool screens, that's actually pretty awesome. It was a little confusing at first, but once I got used to it, and the fact that all the controls for everything, you don't have to take your hands off the wheel. So you can just be driving along, oh, I'm going to change the station, oh, I want to play my USB, oh no, I want a CD, oh wait, I have music on my phone, and it'll connect via Bluetooth. Now, this generation that I have, which is like the first version, they did 2 versions of this 9th gen, does not have Apple CarPlay, but it does have Bluetooth, and the call and text feature works really well. I have the text notifications disabled because you never know who's in the car with you. But let's take it for a ride. So yeah, like I said, I saved to get this car. It took me 2 years. Some of the cool features I didn't know that it had when I bought it was the stereo system has a noise canceling feature which reduces the engine sound in the car. So the car is really quiet in comparison to every other vehicle I own and that I've driven. And I didn't really pay too much attention to it until I wanted to buy a bigger vehicle, which I own another vehicle which is a little bigger, 4-door. Another video for that one. But then that's when I noticed, oh wow, that Honda I own is super smooth and super quiet. The stereo system is 7 speakers, subwoofer in the back, split speakers in the front, and rear speakers in the deck. Other little features I didn't know was the electronic hydraulic motor mounts, which offset the engine. This particular engine being the Earth Dreams, when you're driving it and you're going at slow speeds, like if you can see on this here, it'll run in 3 cylinders. And then the moment you give it just enough gas where it needs the power, it goes back to 6 cylinders seamlessly, smoothly. So that's probably why it has the noise canceling and the special motor mounts, just so that the car stays super smooth. This was a premium Honda. It was one of the more expensive Hondas you could buy. So it's got all the options. The only thing I opted to not get for this car was the Navi, because I live in Hawaii, and it's a small island. You can get anywhere. I don't know, it doesn't take that long to memorize your way around. There's only, officially 3 freeways, if you want to call it 3. One of them's really just a turn, the other's a road that cuts across. But it's easy to know your way around, and I live in a little bubble myself. I had to go that many places, so it's easy. But I really like the way the car drives. Very smooth, Not quite go-kart handling, but it is a very sporty feel. You give it a little gas, it wants to go, you know, and it revs just super nicely, super smoothly. Good brakes, really good feel on the brakes. I have now 49,150 miles on this Honda after 4 years? Yeah, maybe it's 4 years old, 2015. This video is being made in 2019. So, and it just runs really good. The Michelin tires that are on it, silent, sticky, and surprisingly long wear. I'm a little hard on cars. Not that I drive that fast, but I like to speed up from the lights and stop and, you know, that type of thing. And I have a good commute to work, you know, so I'm not stuck in stop and go traffic, so I enjoy that. Do a little sport mode acceleration. When you put it in sport mode, it adjusts the transmission, and if you had it in econ mode, it takes it out of econ mode so that the throttle response is more precise. And in sport mode, it keeps the RPMs up, and if you're driving it a little speediously, it'll keep the RPMs even higher, keep you down a gear even higher, which is fun. So instead of shifting at 2,000 RPM, it'll shift a little above 3, and you know, if you give a little more gas, it'll go up, you know. And it'll try and keep the RPMs between 2,500 and 400. So you can see I have it in sport mode now, and it's keeping the RPMs up. I take my foot off the gas, it stays. And if you slow down, it even downshifts on its own. Pretty slick. I want to thank whoever wrote the code for the computer that controls the transmission. Good job, buddy. So the car's awesome. I've enjoyed it very much. I am going to get rid of it because I really don't need 4 cars. I have a truck. Everybody needs a truck in Hawaii, especially if you own a house. I have a little 4-door SUV, you know, little kid. And this is me. This is my car. This is something I wanted. I don't care what anybody else said. I want a nice car, kind of sporty, but I don't want to go too crazy because I'm, you know, young single dad type of thing. And very budget conscious. So this was like the winner choice. Could have bought almost anything. You know, I was looking at Mustangs, Camaros, even eyeballed a Corvette, and I was like, oh, you know what? The smart choice is this Honda. I'm super glad that I did it. And it's a shockingly fast car, not to say that I race anybody, but I've read the specs. You know, this automatic supposedly will do 13.9 in the standing quarter mile. That's not too far behind a Mustang GT, or what would be more directly a competitor for a sports car would be a Nissan Z. But we'll give it a little bit of gas here. You can see it just keeps going. It's got power for days. I truly enjoy this car. Some nice things that it has as well is when you're driving and you want to change lanes, it's got a side camera. And these little markers tell you how far the car is behind you, so you know, like, oh, I got plenty of room, I can go there. And then on the driver's side mirror, it has this little split line, you probably can't see it, which bends, and so it gives you better blind spots. So this car has really, really good field of view when you're driving, which I really love. And of course, everything's power. This particular fob may have a number on it, number 1, so it ties into the seat setting for the seat. Whichever fob you have, as soon as you unlock the door, you touch it with your hand, it unlocks automatically. If you have the fob in your pocket or proximity, the seat moves to the adjustment set for that key. So it's pretty slick. If 2 people drive the car, you can have the seat set for 2 different people, and it's a power seat. It adjusts. It's got seat warmers both sides, and of course the AC is dual zone as well. So it's pretty slick. I really like the styling of the car. It's not very aggressive, so it's not like, you know, everybody's gonna look at you and go, ooh, what are you driving? You know, but it's a sporty Honda. When I first bought the car, I got a lot of comments on it. It does ride pretty smooth. It has 18-inch alloy wheels, which is part of that EXL package. Anything extra I have on the car is I have the Honda factory rubber floor mats. They're kind of like the WeatherTech, but they're the Honda ones. They're fitted. There's a little screw that notches them down. I even got the one for the trunk because that way if you go to the beach, and where I live there's red dirt, and you go out to a park and you play with the kid and you get in the car, that red dirt will just ruin carpet like nothing. So that was one of the pluses. And there's little mud flaps, add a little styling to the car. I know that there was factory ground effects kits, and there was a suspension kit, all part of the HFP, I think it was the Honda factory performance option. So the car is just beautiful to drive. Paddle shifts works great. It doesn't synchro rev, but that's okay. The car just drives really well. Back and drive, it just puts along, and the engine has lots of torque, so it just drives smooth, and it's a really quiet ride in the cabin. It only gets loud when you floor it. I don't know to what extent the noise canceling is, but from what I read, it just does the engine sounds. It doesn't do any other sounds for noise canceling. It's configured to listen to the pulse of the engine, so it's pretty slick. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the next one.